All right, guys, welcome to the show. Huge one here. We are doing the first fantasy football mock draft for fantasy football 2021. We're going to go through the first 5 rounds right here. I am beyond excited, absolutely excited. The site I'm using right now is Fantasy Football Calculator. Now, looking at their site, I can see here that everything is kind of based on ADP, which is pretty good. Again, this is pre-NFL draft. This is going to significantly change after the NFL draft happens. But again, it looks like they've got a good feel of the ADPs. McCaffrey first. Yeah, I kind of get it. Wide receivers, Adams first, quarterback. Yeah, so they've copied and pasted. So this is perfect based on ADP. This will work for what we got to do. I want you to get a good feel for the first 5 rounds of this draft. And there's one thing I noticed after doing a lot of mock drafts is that you got to go robust RB. We're going to talk about this. Is something I've been talking about for years. Now people are starting to realize it. Also, before we get into this amazing 5-round mock draft to get an initial feel of how things are going to lay out, head on over to thefantasyfootballcouncil.com. Get the 16-round draft solution. Guys, draft kits are dead. Cheat sheets are dead. Rankings are dead. They will not help you win. Last year, I was doing a million of these mock drafts. Okay, it wasn't a million. It was hundreds. But Lamar Jackson was coming off in the 2nd round. Now they've accommodated. He's accommodated for him. He's coming off after the 3rd round, right? Other guys, running backs, Clyde Edwards, look where he is now. He's way down here, right? This is a guy everybody told you draft him in the first 5-6 picks. Why? Because they saw the upside. He was the guy, right? But I was telling you that they do not. They throw a lot on that offense. He wasn't going to get the volume, and you can't trust him. There's so many other examples, including Austin Eckler. Like Austin Eckler, perfect example last year. Told you he'd bust. Why? Because he was a backup for 3 years, guys. Backup for 3 years to Melvin Gordon. If there's anybody that thinks Melvin Gordon is an amazing running back, a top 10 guy, comment below. Because what you're doing is you're basically drafting Melvin Gordon's backup in the top 10. And you could say the situation's changed, and I know, but we're going to have to see what the NFL draft happens. I think the Chargers get another running back, and I think he's going to be a thorn in the side of Austin Eckler. I'm not sold on Austin Eckler being the guy, and there's no way, whether it be PPR or whatever format it is, that I'll be drafting them, okay? So again, this is a PPR mock draft, 12 teams. We're going to do the first 5 rounds. We're going in the 10th position here, okay? I'm going to walk you through, and I'm going to show you how important running back is. Again, this is what everybody's telling you now, but weren't telling you. They were going 0 RB strategy. That's what they were telling you a couple years ago. The mainstream, the 4-letter networks, the outdated magazines, the cheat sheets, these cookie cutter analysts, these fake sheep that give you BS advice. They lie to you every single year. We're telling you go 0 RB. Worst thing you could do. Why? Because the running back position is the most scarce position, right? There's only now a handful of running backs that have minimal committees that are going to get that volume. It is imperative, it is important, it's crucial, and I cannot implore you enough to go running back early. But again, now people are starting to talk about this. Now people are starting to say it, okay? So what happens if I close this thing? Oh, there you go. That's a lot better. Okay, so I'm telling you guys, over the top excited about the draft right here, right now. And of course, the fantasy football season will be here before we know it. We are a few days away from the actual NFL draft. And as soon as that happens, I will, get my 16-round draft solution out to you guys so you guys can crush it. So head on over to thefantasyfootballcouncil.com or link here below. Get it, guys. The first ever and only video training. It will help you guys crush your leagues. Everything's going to be there. Sleepers, breakouts, and I'm telling you, you'll be light years ahead of the competition. 16 rounds. Get it below, and we're going to be starting this draft right now. If you're listening in the car, I'm going to walk you through it. Here we go. I'm going to walk you through every single round. We are going 10th, okay? So, again, this is going to be a little different from some of the ADP consensus, but Calculator's got a good feel of kind of the ADPs. Is going to give you a good sense. All right, Alvin Kamara coming off the board round 1. A lot of his, I can't analyze all these players, but I will tell you he is inflated based on last year's one big game of 56 points, and there's no Drew Brees, so be careful. Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, Saquon, Devontae Adams, Zeke Elliott, Jonathan Taylor, Nick Chubb. I'm at the 10th pick, and already a bulk load of these running backs are gone. Now, again, like I said, I don't trust Austin Eckler. He was a backup to Melvin Gordon. He could have a big year. Aaron Jones, I think Dylan gets worked more. I'm going to go ahead and grab myself James Robinson here. And I was probably going to go Eckler, but I think Eckler is going to come back around, because I think James Robinson is going to get a ton of volume. I need those workhorse running backs, okay? So, again, Nick Chubb went at 9, James Robinson at 10, Travis Kelce, Austin Eckler to round out the first 12, right? Then Aaron Jones, Stephon Diggs. I really like Stephon Diggs a lot this year. Don't know if I'm going to invest that early. This computer went Travis Kelce and Diggs, so they're not going with the running back strategy. And this could happen in your real-life leagues, right? So I'm going to go Cam Akers. And, again, you can see how slim and trim it's gotten, right? So I have to go Cam Akers because I'm again, as of right now, April, I'm thinking that he's going to get a ton of the workload, right? Again, this is very early, just getting a feel for it, okay? So start off round 2, we got Aaron Jones, Stephon Diggs, Cam Akers, Tyreek Hill, Antonio Gibson, DeAndre Hopkins coming off the board, Darren Waller, DK Metcalf, George Kittle, very early for tight ends. I always wait. DeAndre Swift, Calvin Ridley, and Josh Jacobs. And again, we're going to see Calvin Ridley come off in the second round. This is very similar to last year where Godwin was coming off in the second and Mike Evans was coming off in the third. And why? Because of the year prior. Godwin had a good 2019, so everybody in 2020 said, you got to get Godwin. And sure enough, Evans was the wide receiver one. I told you to avoid both those guys because they won't finish in the top 10. All right, so Josh Jacobs, Calvin Ridley, then Josh Jacobs finished round 2. Round 3, Michael Thomas, A.J. Brown, Keenan Allen, Pat Mahomes, J.K. Dobbins, Miles Sanders, Joe Mixon, Justin Jefferson, the guy I was telling you drafted in all your leagues last year in the 8th round. The Chiefs were sleeping on him. Now everybody wants him. Al Robinson, and then I'm up here, okay, so at the end of the 3rd round. Again, running back's completely gone. I may want to get another running back that could get potential workload. It could be Dave Montgomery, but I just want to see here real quick. I have 15 seconds. See who's available at wide receiver. I'm just going to go ahead and grab Julio Jones because he is the wide receiver one. There is, the time of this recording, I heard today, there is rumor that Julio Jones may be traded. That may have altered my decision here, but I still got the wide receiver one on the team, and I've got my 2 running backs here. Mike Evans, Josh Allen, Clyde Edwards-Helaire to start off round 4, then David Montgomery. As you can see, the running backs coming off, and it's me, and I want to get another running back, but I don't know who's available here. Let's see. If I don't get my ace quarterback here, I may not get Prescott or Herbert coming back, but that's okay. I really want those guys. But again, at running back, look how slim and trim it is here. There's really not much here. That's why I had to go with those first 2 running backs. So I'm not going to pull the trigger there. I'm going to go wide receiver here. I'm going to go Terry McLaurin here because of upside. I like Adam Thielen as well. Kenny Gall. Let's go Kenny Galladay here, actually. He's the one. I'm banking on upside here. So, again, don't always go on ADP. Go on the volume. Go on the opportunity, okay? Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley back. I think it's going to be strong. Daniel Jones getting into his year, that is, getting into the zone. And then Saquon Barkley being back, I think it's going to open things up for Kenny Galladay. Now, let's recap the 4th round. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, David Montgomery, Kenny Galladay, Chris Carson, Kareem Hunt, Chris Godwin. What happened, guys? How come you adjusted? Why was he a 2nd round last year? Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Terry McLaurin, Kyler Murray, Adam Thielen, Mark Andrews. Starting off round 5. This is the final round I'm doing. Again, this is just an initial feel, everybody. Initial feel for the layout, okay? Robert Woods, Raheem Mostert, Melvin Gordon, Deontay Johnson, Myles Gaskin, very early. Dak Prescott, Lamar Jackson. Oh, what happened, guys? Lamar Jackson, round 5. What happened in round 2? Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, and then I'm up here again. I'm going to secure my ace quarterback here because I do want an ace. I'm going to back him. I'm going to go Justin Herbert. I'm going to think he's going to have a good year this year. I do. I love him. So I got Justin Herbert. So that's it, guys. I want to just tell you, let me draft this guy. He's not going. Okay, so I've used Fantasy Football Calculator, the site here, again, just to get a feel for the initial 5 rounds. Now, let's just talk about something here before I let you guys go, okay? I want to just emphasize here, and I'm going to talk about this in the 16-round draft session, the first release coming out in about a week and a half, 2 weeks. What I want to emphasize here is that how important it is, like I said, to go robust RB. If you take a look here, I'm not going to pick, I'll just pick something here. 1 sec here. It's coming back around on me and it's frozen. Assuming they don't draft a wide receiver, let's just go T. Higgins here real quick. I should have went running back. Okay. So if you don't get those running backs early, you're SOL. Like you're literally SOL at the end of the first round, early second, because you're running out of those workhorse running backs. So Kamara, yes, he's a workhorse running back, but still he doesn't get a lot of the rushing attempts, right? So workhorse running backs, Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, that's 2. Henry is 3. Saquon is 4. Zeke is 5. Taylor is 6. I don't consider Nick Chubb a workhorse running back because he's not. Kareem Hunt is there, 7 for Robinson. Cam Akers potentially 8. Aaron Jones, not really. There's about 7 to 8 workhorse running backs. So, guys, it's very imperative and important that you get them early. Even if you draft first, I mean, your second running back is like a guy like Josh Jacobs who's sharing a backfield with Drake. And I don't believe in Drake. Drake sucks. I think Jacobs is still the guy, but I'm just wondering if he's going to dip in and be a pest with Jacobs, right? So even at the end of round 2, you're looking at guys like Swift, who's on a suspect offense, Josh Jacobs, guys like that, J.K. Dobbins, who'll be sharing a running back backfield with Lamar Jackson. Yes, I said it. They're both running backs. Lamar runs more than 90% of the running backs. He gets a volume and he gets attempts. He rushes over 1,000 yards. So Dobbins, I'm not sold on him getting a full workload, right? Full workload. Miles Sanders, suspect offense. Joe Mixon sucks. His pinnacle year was 243 points back in 2018, an 8 touchdown ceiling. don't trust them. Right? I can go in here and analyze every single player, but I will tell you, if there's one thing we learned from the initial layout is that running backs, no matter what, you got to go robust. Again, I've been preaching this for years. The mainstream are telling you, go wide receiver, worst strategy ever. Again, I got Justin Jefferson last year, Robbie Anderson, guys for free last year while I loaded up our running backs. That's why people won their leagues, because you are harnessing the most scarce position early, okay? So do not look at these last picks. I did not pick these, okay? Jalen Hurts, I do not trust at all, and I would never go back-to-back quarterback that early, okay? So listen, this is it. This is it. It's Fantasy Football 2021. This is your first mock draft of the season, getting a feel for things. Smash a thumbs up, comment below, let me know what your thoughts are. And again, thumbs up really helps the channel, and I love to get your feedback. What do you guys think? What are you guys going to do in the first 5 rounds? Want to hear some strategies? Do you like the robust RB? I've been preaching this for years. Everybody's jumping on the train now, and that's what happens when the counselor is 10 steps ahead. Thank you guys for being here. Subscribe, thumbs up. Guys, Fantasy Football 2021 is going to be here before we know it. The draft is coming. Subscribe, follow my story mode on Instagram for crazy antics, and I'm out, guys. Thank you. We'll talk soon.